mihlambi yezinkama nabantu umkhonti nyamazane osathetha macala kubuhlungu kwehlulwa ngabenu sinomkhonto kaZulu sesingamane swathetha macala yandindya nomkhonti nyamazane.
You know, I often like to make it very clear, even here, because I've been reading some comments of it on Twitter. They are tweeting about the channel and the fact that I'm only speaking isiZulu. Now, I don't want AmaZulu to think this is about them. It's not just about them. Mkizoneni, you'll understand later that this is an international project, intergalactic project. It's even more solid in the intergalactic space, in the other realms of here, in the past, in the future, in the present. That's how far it extends. So I speak in isiZulu because it's ground zero. We need to address this issue of these people of Ezulwini who have been bamboozled and convinced that they have a throne to occupy and an emperor to run, an empire to run, when actually they don't. Even the people who are sitting on their throne don't belong in the bloodline to begin with. They know this, of course. But you see, that's where the issue lies, that we are dealing with black folks who, even if they know the truth, they don't care about it. Just want to carry on like everything is fine. But that's neither here nor there. So for all of you who really want to feel included and understand some of the things we talk about here and are experiencing a difficult time with the language barrier, I'm very sorry, but it is necessary so that this algorithm here doesn't necessarily pick up some of the things that we say that may cause the handlers of YouTube to become not so happy. I will try to make my subtitles as we go along, but then again, that takes a lot of work and equipment that I don't have in time, which is very scarce. Now, I'm making this video because I wanted to specify a couple of things. You know, my people, when I say cease and desist with these blood rituals, I mean it. I come from a very deep space where I've gone and see where all these deals that you are making, all these pacts that you've been caused to make under the name of culture and tradition. Ask the question, why would the creator of the universe bring you to earth and then require of you sacrifices of blood to sustain you? What do you mean that you are going to have luck, but your luck is held up because you need to slaughter a few goats? How does it work? How is your sustenance held up by blood sacrifices of goats and cows and sheep and chickens that you are murdering left and right? You have to come to a space of sense, and sense that is profitable, because you get into these blood rituals and pacts with Amanomo, Amandawe, Amandigi, all of these creatures that you are making pacts with. The fallen angels you call Izithunywa, the Balozis, things that you don't understand. You are constantly making pacts with them, claiming that they are elders. These are not your ancestors. They are not, and they will never be. But some of your ancestors who made pacts with them in the past will come to fetch you, because it is easier to keep the blood pact in the bloodline. And all of your ancestors that come to you, you find them there under the waters and all those things because they've been chased away from the main family. They come cross over, we send them back. We said, no, you can't cross over the river. We send them back. All these ones who've been going into churches and coming in and out, Nemichiv, we send them back. Because the gods that they are praying to in those churches, we don't know. And those gods don't know them. This is why it doesn't work for you, this thing of church and all these things of Imchiva. This church clothing you call. All these Mambais. We send them back. I've been to the other side. I've worked at the other end of the river for a week. Not even one person crossed over to go to the place where the elders are. But there's plenty people walking up and down the river not able to cross over. And they come back here and bother you to do this pact, do that pact, because some of these beings come across them in the vastness, telling them, hey, if you want to go over there, go and tell this guy, your child, to do this and this. Pledge allegiance to me and I'll let you. And the thing very simple says, no, you can't bypass that. You can't cheat. You can't cheat the system. See, they came here and told you something about someone who's forgiving. Of course, if their God is forgiving, good for him. But the creator of the universe does not have time for that. Because he created everything in you. You are a self-regulating machine that's supposed to know everything that you need to know to walk in the correct path. But you want to neglect that and go and bow down and pray to entities that you have nothing to do with, that have nothing to do with you. And then you must ask yourself, who requires of the black race all this blood? Who requires of the black people all this blood and carnage? Because it's very counterintuitive when you go to Tanzania, you speak to the Maasai there, they tell you, well, our God gave us this Ngole cattle and instructed us never to slaughter even one. And you ask yourself, then at what point did he come back and tell you, okay, now you can slaughter cattle? The corruption. And this is why you're here. Because we complain a lot about being subjugated and suppressed and oppressed and all those things, but we have brought it upon ourselves most of the time. Because we abandoned the creator of the universe. We said he was too mean. His ways were too mean. His laws were too mean. So we wanted something easy. Then your elders started making pacts with strange beings. Now we'll go into that as we go along on this journey. But we've come across a lot of the knowledge that has happened. And we'll talk about the things that are in the future, because we've gone to the future as well. See, it's very interesting that my children come here talking about how they have a gift, and they've been proposing all these makobongos there with the witch doctors, but they can't go back and forth in space and time. They can't look at what happened to the black race and talk about solution. This is what we are trying to do here. This is why I say to you, seize these things of kupula, makobongo, drinking the blood of goats and chickens and things. Stop that. Akho need. If you have a gift, the gift is within you. There's no elder who's bringing you the gift. The creator of the universe put his breath inside you and said, be. Whoever should come to you and says, oh, my child, I'm giving you this kwama. Take this bag. Go to this nyanga there. Kill a chicken, kill a goat. There is a blood pact. Itwalo. This is why most of you don't get anywhere when you do these things. Because they come here, they dump whatever they were doing before they left. They dump it on you and they run. Leaving you with this and this and that and that. Yoga yasemanzini inzuza. To carry on where they left off. But they've sucked your bloodline dry. You can't make anything out of it. Even if you do, it's only temporary. You see them. They're coming up. They're very glamorous nowadays. Give them 5 years. You'll see what happens. Another one got upset of some of the statements I made on this channel. And ngiyambuka lapha isixupuza ring, trying to invoke an accident for me. When we know all about this, you come across here, look at this man who's saying, and you feel like I'm talking down on this. No, I'm here to correct the status quo, because you've been drowning in this bloodlust for so long and you don't know what you're doing. I have nothing against you as persons, but I'm trying to let you know this is the way. I'm not trying to convert you. If you don't like the way, you stay wherever you are. But the things that you are doing there is in Tumbeni. We're very much aware of you. And just watch what will happen. Just watch. You can see we're dealing with kings here. Not your friends or Mrs. Zulu. So this one, busy there, Kopusa ring, trying to invoke this and that. And I'm looking at her. Like, oh, okay. Send her. Now they're struggling, trying to save her from the inevitable. Now she's going to be an example for most of them. But I'm not concerned about what you are doing there in the Ndumbas, all these packs. What you individuals, I don't care. I don't care about you small ones. We are looking for that Baphomet person whom you are drinking all this blood for. That's the guy we are hunting. Because if you want to disperse the sheep, you have to hit the shepherd. So I'm looking for that shepherd there. And we've been hunting him down. We have a nice trail. And when we smack him, you will feel a very great awakening across the blood. So many things we've been doing for the past 10 years, and people have felt a very great awakening, but they don't realize it. And I'm always watching, like, oh, okay. Finally, these people are feeling this way and thinking this way. Okay, we're going somewhere. Because you people don't know the things that affect you. You want to go and swim in superstition and stories that you don't have. You don't confirm any of these things that you're doing. Come here, you want to talk about Nzuza, but you've never met Nzuza in your life. Never been to the bottom of the lake there, Nenyoga, and talk to them and find out what their deal is. You know, first time I went down there, met that snake entity. Oh, let me know. Oh, so is this way they are? Okay. He had some people sitting there on the ground, and they were showing me that there's plantation here, this, and this, and it's all very grey. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I saw a door behind him, like, what's behind that door? And the moment he tried to block the way, I'm already on the other side. I go through the door. What do I find? Another world. Where forefathers and my four grandmothers are busy there working hard because they took the pact. So they are busy engineering all of these technologies that you see. All this technology you see today, they are busy building it. And building the technology, what is actually happening is they are manufacturing the ideas. And those ideas get channeled into the ether as blessings, and they arrive as epiphanies to the children of white people and yellow people and green people and blue people, just not you. This is why you don't have great innovators and all those things. Even when you do, the ideas are easily stolen, and you never hear any mention of them. This is why it's difficult for highly educated black people to wake up on him and think, I just had a great idea, and come with a solution that works for all of us. It's very difficult. Because all these epiphanies, and people say, genius, you are inspired. They know what they're talking about. You go to the story of Archimedes, who was taking a bath. One wonders what kind of bath he was taking. And then he had this idea. It came to him. And then we come here, you want to give these people some kind of accolade for being great thinkers or innovators. They don't. That which comes from the spirit comes to being in the flesh. There's no such a thing as your pure imagination. You are inspired by things that come from the spiritual realm. That's why they say genius. Gene. Look up the word gene and understand what that means. So they know what certain aspects of innovation come because you were inhabited by some kind of spirit. This is why you go back, you look at the history of all their great composers. The patterns are all the same. Even in the music industry right now, they are they're very dastardly about it, how they go into pacts. See, black people like to play, to understand what's going on. This is why I say it's time to stop with the blood rituals, blood pacts. Leave it alone. Stop with the mjivas in the churches. No, it's enough. It's enough. The God doesn't care about you. Doesn't know you. You are not his. Seek the creator of the universe. Stop looking for names. That one is not one to be named. Has no shape or form. The Red Indians understood this and they called it the Wakandaka, the great mystery. Why are you so damn obsessed with this nonsense of names and rituals of blood? They haven't worked for you. They never will. Because it's not what we're supposed to be doing as a race. Maybe that's the problem. You don't think of yourself as a nation. This is why everybody excludes you and you call it racism. They exclude you because they think of themselves as nations. And you here thinking you are everybody's friend. I don't understand how you worked it out. When are you going to sit down and think about the interest of your race as a nation? Not saying go around hating everybody. Think about your own interest as a race. Because that's what everybody does. And you get upset and you say people are racist when they're not. They are just looking at their own interest. It's what they're supposed to do when you really think about it. But you see, a king has to say these things for you, because only he has the burden to conceive these things while you are sitting there enjoying life. Snack bugs in the rug, you don't care. And you perpetuate the suppression of our people, engaging in these rituals that you don't know about. Investigate. The least you can do is investigate what these things are. There's no hocus pocus here. If it's in the spiritual realm, you go, you find it. You ask it. Hey, when Zuza ufunanda, what do you want in Zuza spirit? What do you want no more? How am I connected to you? Wemdig, how are we connected? What do you need here? Huh? All of them. Must ask them. Why? What is your purpose here? Where do I enter? So, you people who are upset of the things I say here, good for you. But keep moving. You don't have to take what I say. It's not for you. Don't comment here. If you feel like you are going to put yourself in a transgression, don't comment. If you feel like you want to try and do something to me because your matlosis told you that you are powerful, go ahead. We will catch you over there. Then you will understand things that you could have easily understood if you just paid attention. But that's not what they are about. We don't have time for you. So keep it moving. Just don't waste everybody's time. Keep it moving. If you feel like that's the thing for you and you want to stick to it, stick to it. Just keep it moving. Don't even come to him Kizunin if it's not for you. We're not trying to make people understand. We're not teaching. We're not converting. We're not creating a cult. We are just simply saying, this is the way of the ancient African across the board. From here to Khem, from Khem to Australasia, there, with Akan in Arabia, all the way across to the Red Indians, down to South America there. Everywhere you find us, the spirit of the African needs to rise now. It's time. Amitabha.
Mihlambi yezinkamani